Welcome back. This is Ellen from Venerable Voyagers. Let's take a walk through Oceania food. We're going to talk about some casual dining that we experience on board. And we're going to talk about first with the Terrace Cafe. That is their buffet. It is made fresh daily. Everything from pizza. It's a pizza window that you can get freshly made pizza. The food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner is amazing. And with the 24-hour coffee station, you never have to worry about getting something to drink or a little, even some tea. The outdoor seating is wonderful. We had a mini breakfast out there on the after the ship, just enjoying the atmosphere. So let's talk about the breakfast buffet. As usual, Rich did his usual salmon and herring, and it's like his favorite way to have a smoked breakfast. There's omelets to me to order with some hash. The lunch buffet, is really fresh mixed salads, and this was a prime rib with some horseradish and lots of cheeses, all yummy. And I'm talking about that freshly made pizza, just made to order, just amazing. And the pasta offerings, every day is different kinds of pasta. And then the hot sauce, lamb and cheese, some curries. Rich is a big cheese eater. I'm the big salad eater, and I just love the variety of toppings. And chicken curries, the curries were amazing on this. Now the wave is your hamburgers, hot dogs, it's your quick grilled sandwiches. We loved this spot for lunches. It was great. We'd go on an excursion or we'd go off the ship and come back, and had a variety of burgers that were made to order. The Reubens were hit and miss depending on who was cooking, but you know what? They were delicious, and it was hot and it was quick. Rich really loved the Cuban sandwiches that were made, and I think he tried every variety on our 12-day cruise of hamburgers they had. And like I said, the Reubens were hit and miss. The hot dogs were amazing, and the sweet potato fries. And then Rich also loved the subs, like the cheese, steak and cheese. Then let's talk about the grand dining room. What a wonderful experience every night. The staff was incredible. The wine stewards, they just learned what you liked. And it's just a wonderful experience. Service is impeccable. And the food and main dining was really equivalent to some specialty dining. So let's talk about breakfast. Again, with Rich with his smoked fish and cream cheese, and I love the egg Benedict. Again, done to perfection. And then Rich loves his little steak if he can get some, and scrambled eggs and bacon. So they have the regular varieties, omelets, hash. We really enjoyed our breakfast there, and again, very hot and a quick serve that you didn't have to worry about going there if you had an excursion. And Rich started eating egg whites and pancakes. Like I said, anything you can think of was on the menu, and one was better than the other. For lunch, we only ate there a couple of times. There was some quiche and salad, some salmon fritters, which was unique, and the corn chowder. I enjoyed it. Rich was, and then I really loved the salmon Norway. It was just incredible. And then he did a Caribbean sampler, and then always finishing with a beautiful sorbet. Dinners were impeccable. I don't think we had a bad dinner on that ship. Again, the waiters knew you, they knew what you liked, made wonderful recommendations. So this shows you day 11. They had a carpaccio with beet carpaccio, and then the caviar on fingerlings and the beef consomme. This is a really example, and this is a beef Wellington. This example of the quality of food, and the presentations were amazing. Chicken cordon bleu, and Rich and his mashed potatoes, and he said they were the best mashed potatoes he's had. And there's a blueberry truffle and a key lime pie. Um, again, just really wonderful. Day 10 brought some kale salad, which I enjoyed, and I don't like kale. Shrimp cocktail and the mixed greens for salads, and the lobster bisque, which is one of Rich's really favorites. And I had this braised chicken and cream sauce, just a comfort meal. And Rich had a roasted veal, which he enjoyed too. But just kind of showing you how many days we were on the in the main dining room. He had escargot. This is the quality of food. Oxtail soup. Of course, there's the bread backs in the background. Roasted turkey and stuffing. And then scallops over risotto. This is the quality chocolate brownie. I actually enjoyed the apple strudel. It was really very good. And it just tells you the quality of the food, the presentation. Watermelon salad. This was my favorite salad. Rich had a beef terrine. And then I had the barley and vegetable salad, cream of cauliflower soup, and then barbecued pork chop, very thick pork chop, and the Korean barbecue beef is what I enjoyed. And then we had a berry and white chocolate and Grand Marnier souffle, done to perfection. It was delicious. Again, this is just showing you the quality of food on Oceania is amazing. There was not one bad meal during this whole thing. And as you can see, it was a wide variety. It was a 12-day cruise. And yeah, you'll see some repeats because Rich loves his love. And the lobster risotto. I had duck. A little bit too fatty for me, but that was probably, it's my preference. I just cut it away. The duck meat was wonderful anyway. And this chocolate mousse, oh, this was so good. And then here's a little example of the menu of all the different things. And then cured ham. And it's just, traditional beef tartare. That is Rich's favorite. And to me, I love this duck salad. Actually, Rich liked it too. And again, with his lobster bisque, he gets something he enjoys. He does it over and over again. This was interesting. That was prosciutto wrapped around turkey. And this is a vanilla souffle with chocolate sauce, which was really lovely. That Rich had that one. I had the chocolate cake with the vanilla. It was excellent. Now let's talk about the specialty dining. There were two. This is the Tuscan steak house. Now this we did on my birthday. And it was good. We had a lovely experience. The dinner was beautifully done. The bread bowls, everything was really well done. I had the caprese salad. Rich had a lump crab cake, and he said there was a lot of crab in that crab cake. And he had lobster bisque. I had a gnocchi de pesto, which was wonderful. Rich had the trio of pastas, and then filet mignon. And I'm a bit disappointed on that one. I'm going to be honest with you. It was slightly overdone. And then Rich had the veal. I had the veal scallopini. Rich had the filet. And then they surprised me with the birthday cake, which was lovely. And it was delicious. It was chocolate. It had, can't be bad. And then we went to Red Ginger. This was our favorite. We went there twice. Amazing food. Service impeccable. Starts with some edamame. And then Rich goes and had his sushi. He loves sushi. So he had a big platter of sushi. And then this was can't remember, this was like a stir fry with duck and done very well with peanut. And I had the katsu, and that's what this is. And then Rich had, this is a kind of 2 days worth of meals here, guys. It's all not in one day. Everything was done so well. Oh, this dessert, mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And then this was creme brulee. And the service was amazing. Now, we had afternoon tea, high tea, multiple times because it was an 11-day journey, and it was done rather where they rolled around with this cart, and you got to pick your items that you wanted, unlimited. They'd come back many a time, and this was some. So was this the finest cuisine at sea? Let's take a look. Our ratings for the Terrace Cafe were hit or miss. Wave Grill, yes. Baristas, yes. High tea, you need to try it once. The Grand Dining Room, do not miss it. Tuscan Grill, again, if you'd like to. Red Ginger is a must. So what did you think? What was your favorite? Want to please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching us, and we'll see you next time.